Well, good evening, hockey fans. Well, here it is, the championship. It comes down to this. Both teams have earned their way here. So how did the Distillers get here? Well, we'll wait and see. Game one for the American Premier Hockey League. It is Saturday, May the 10th. Puck drop will be 7:30 p.m., and it's for the Governor's Cup here in the APHL. It's 74 degrees in the fort, mostly sunny. The high was 79 today, a low of 41. Well, both teams have earned their way here, so we will tell you how they got here. Saturday, April the 12th, the Distillers got their first playoff win over the Iron City Forge, 11-0. Then Sunday, April the 13th, it was a 5-3 victory favoring the Distillers, which led to the West Michigan Sentinels. And Summit City had to go up and play up in Cedar Springs, Michigan, and they garnered a 3-1 road win over the Sentinels. April the 27th, which was a Saturday, but it was April the 28th, a Sunday, that the Sentinels would even up the series with a 3-2 home win, forcing a Game 3 on May 4th at the beautiful Memorial Coliseum. That game was brought to us by QR Stone and Exclusive Exterior Solutions in that wonderful venue there, and it was exciting to see. So let's take a look at that game, and that's brought to you by the Bourbon MD, and this is the recap. In that game, it was Bowie Slarks who picked up the first goal, but it didn't come till the second period. Cody Hess and Phil Bushbacher on the assist. That came in at 12:45 of the second period, and it was a power play goal. Chris Wallum picked up a goal. David Bransick and Trevor Thornton the assist at 8:07, and that was it till the third period came around. Third period, Byron Lomo picked up a goal. Ryan Madison, Ian Mason off on the assist at 11:37, and it looked just like it was just going the way of the Distillers. But it was Nick Allen who put one in, and he got the goose egg off the scoreboard. Help from Brett Sewardson and Quentin Roseboom at 8:41 of the third period. But David Bransick, the D-man, came up with Phil Bushbacher and Cody Hess and put up goal number 4. And it was Phil Bushbacher who picked up the 5th goal. Cody Hess, Bowie Slarks on the assist, and then Zach Steele finishing it off with Cody Hess and Ian Mason off. And that brought that game to 6-1 in favor of the Distillers, and that has led us here. So here we are in the fort on a beautiful Saturday evening, getting ready to watch an exciting matchup between two teams who have not seen each other at all throughout this 2024-25 season. So who's it going to be tonight? Well, will points leader Spencer Harnsack continue his ways? Or will assist leader Cody Hess feed much-needed setups, propel the Distillers on the scoring side of the score sheet? Well, we'll just have to wait and see what's on tap here in the fort, because when the Distillers are in town, it's hockey time in Fort Wayne. Starting lineup for the Buffalo Tempest coming in on the forwards. Number 23, Andrew Luger. Number 88, Jason Mellinson. And number 91, Anthony Whipple on the defense. It's going to be number 15, Angelo Saro. And number 4, Kyle Wilkins. Starting in net for the Buffalo Tempest will be Chris Burkle. For your Summit City Distillers, starting lineup, center Chris Wallum from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Number 11, Trevor Thornton from Fort Wayne, and number 22, Devin Perry from Fort Wayne. On the defense, it will be number 24, Bryce Derschel from Anchorage, Alaska, and number 17, Brandon Grants from Fort Wayne. And starting in net, number 30, Austin Mellon out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So what an exciting time it will be here as we get ready for the entrance of the Summit City Distillers.
Number 23, Andrew Luger. Number 91, Anthony Whipple. At defense, number 4, Kyle Wilkins. Number 15, Angelo Saro. And starting goal, number 34, Chris Burkle. The head coach and general manager is Kyle Wilkins. Ladies and gentlemen, Buffalo Tempest.
All right, we are getting ready for action here.
The linesmen are Mike Parrington and Ryan Mulderhill. The head referees are Jake Pecoraro and Don Iowante.
And we see the Buffalo Tempest for the first time here in Fort Wayne taken to the ice. Did their warm-ups, get a feel for this rink here. Skating on rink 47 here in Fort Wayne, 47. is from a player named Braden Lewis, who played some hockey here in Fort Wayne, but he played for the Metro Jets up in Michigan, and his life went too soon, and with a brain cancer. And his dad used to play for the Fort Wayne Comets here, Adam Lewis, and this rink is dedicated to him, and we will never forget Braden. So it's an honor to be on this rink. All right, so we are getting ready for action here. It's going to be exciting. We will have the national anthem, and we will see championship hockey here in Fort Wayne. You see the Summit City Distillers hosting the Buffalo Tempest.
And now we ask you to rise as you are able and remove any head coverings for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, we want to thank you for participating in the playing of the national anthem. We always say here, we want to thank those men and women who have served in the military, the veterans, who are serving, and for the families who sacrifice while their loved ones are around this great world of ours, doing the work for the military. So always keep them in your thoughts, keep them in your prayers for safety, remembering those who have paid the ultimate price so we can have our freedoms here. And here we are, so we can enjoy this game also for the law enforcement. A lot of law enforcement connection with the Summit City Distillers, and we had a memorial yesterday, and one of the officers that had fallen several years back, his son is playing on this team. So always remember, especially for the down in Cincinnati where an officer lost his life needlessly, but here we are. All right, here we are, fresh sheet of ice, 20 minutes on the clock, puck drop, and it's picked up by the Distillers. They're getting pressure in the defensive zone as Dershel comes around to work on it. Still Wallem with it. And now it's loose, put back, turned over. It's going to be fed on a shot and a stop. Picked up in the slot. Loose on a second effort. Comes back. Now it's going to be picked up by Gratz. Here comes Grass up the ice now. Gratz feeds it. Just gets out of the reach there of Thornton. Back it's poked up. Gratz on the backhand. He's going to have to use it. Tries to feed it. Sitting there, and he's going to look for the shot, and it's blocked. And picked up by the Distillers, trying to feed it, but caught on the feet, off the fresh knife. Gratz picks back up, feeds the corner. Gets it over to Thornton. Thornton here with it now. Feeds it back off the boards, and it's going to be played now by Travis. Travis with it now. Travis coming in. Oh, backhand. Oh, tried to feed. Going out, but now it's going to be bringing up the ice, trying to get something here. Is Tempest pushed off the play, turned over, and the puck's going to be loose. Gathered up back into, or behind. Travis with it behind the goal line in the Summit City zone, waiting on, and it is picked up now. Here we go. Coming up the ice now is Steele. Steele coming up. He's getting some pressure here from Hernsek. Feeds it to Hess. Hess gets tangled up, split through, but now it's going to be turned over. The Tempest with it here now. Here they look, coming up ice. Stewart just got in. Taking a look, picked up, trying to feed it in there. A blocker stop goes back behind the goal line. Gathered back up, feed it up. Losel with a shot there, and he's shut down as another stop by Austin Mellon. Put it up in the safety netting. We'll see face-off here. In the Distillers defensive zone on the face-off. It's going to be picked up this time, won by the Tempest. Loose in the corner, picked up Buffalo. Buffalo with it, feeds it across, and now it's going to be turned over and played up. It's going to be pushed up and now played by Kucharski over to Hess. Hess with it here, taking a shot, and it's shut down and held on by the hands of Chris Burkle. Taking a shot there, hangs on to it. We'll see a face off his glove side in the Tempest defensive zone. Kefner on the drop. And it is a win for the Distillers, as on the puck drop it was B.J. Lomo, one that still working on it. The puck's going to be put right in front of the boards of the Tempest, but now skating down to pick it up. Justin Diener with it here. Diener throws it into the corner, picked up Jensen Bear. Bear feeds it up, and it's going to be picked up in the neutral zone by Tattoo, and he feeds it back over to Ventura. Turned over, now gathered up by Masonoff. Moses Ventura will pick it up and try to feed it on the board. Caught in the skates, and it's a race as he goes through. Now it's going to be Lomo going in hard. Puts a hit on. The shot just goes off the pad soft. Domicek on the clear, goes out in the neutral zone. Bear on the chase, no ice. Coming down strong. Trying to go after it as well. Bear with it now. He was thinking he was going to get clobbered there, but he didn't. Oh, fanned on it, and as it came off the hands there. Gathered back up, Spencer Munger with it here. Here goes Munger in, goes up against Kepner. And it is going to be poked out, picked up, played now. Played by Ethan Schlater, now picked back up Munger, and here comes the line now. Way offsides, Munger recovers. Now gets back into Spencer Steinforth, got caught in the zone, but now it's back on. And it is going to be picked up, looking for the pass here. Will it go? Goes over to Luger. Luger tries to feed there and got a little stick check there, kind of miscued the pass there on the hit of Luger. Puck's turned over, picked up Hess. Hess on the feed. Gets it over to Schlater. Schlater feeds it right in front. Whipple going after it up against Hess. Hess comes out with it in the feed end, in the stick. Getting pushed off the play there. See if they hang on to it. And on a skate here, but he picked up Drews. Drews looking. Feeds it right in front. Picked up Hess. Hess throws it back. It's going to be picked up, played, and it just gets in with a look and a shot. Another pad save. Going after, trying to pick it up here. It's Kucharski over to Hess. Hess trying to feed. Durst. And it was trying to get Saros shut it down there. Steele feeds over to Brancic. Brancic with a shot, feeds it, goes into the stick of Hess. Now trying to go after it. It's a three-man Distiller going after, but it is going to be picked up by Tempest. Tied up off the play, taken off, and handsing it through. On a stretch, kept in the zone by Brancic. Brancic's got a slight lane. Now he's going to come in. Retreats back. Just dumps, feeds it over to the scoring circle. Taken off the play there. Steele gets taken off, but it's going to be played by Dershel. Dershel loses a stick. It's going to be kept in. Steele with a look, takes a shot in the glove. It was going wide, but shut down. Hitting the reset button was Chris Burkle. Saw a lot of action in the defensive zone for Tempest, so. See how they do now, going on the glove side of Burkle. On the face-off. On the face-off, Wallen wins it back over to Brancic. Brancic takes a look up front, goes off the skate. Now it's going to be loose. It's going to be gathered up by Buffalo. Here comes Buffalo. Brancic feeds it over. Getting tied up off the play, broken up, and it's a bouncer Brancic will pick up. Brancic gets it lost in the feet. It's going to be recovered by Tempest. Trying to feed it up to Loso, and it's going to be now picked up, now played up. Here we go. Taking a look up with a shot. Just rides over, catches the stanchions crazy out the Zam doors. Now it's still for the taking here. Buffalo tried to get it, and then, well, they did force it out. Masonoff comes back, picks up the puck, but still working hard. Keep it alive on the Buffalo effort. As Houlihan now picked up, played off the boards, and now played by Distillers. On a on an icing as Bear didn't get back in time. Couldn't beat out the legs there of Scardino, so they'll force a face-off in the Summit City's defensive zone. Buffalo chooses stick side of Austin Mellon. BJ Lomo versus Corey Keffner. On the face-off, Lomo wins it back. Picked up, Masonoff tries to feed it up. It's in the feet there, now played. Coming up ice, Jensen Bear with it now. He's got BJ Lomo with him. Takes a shot, block, and it's off of the stick of Dominsik. Picked up, played. Now it's going to be picked up by Buffalo. It's on target. It's going to be played as Mellon played it over to Masonoff. Masonoff's pushed off the play. He's down on the Dominsik on the keep here. Now picked up on the carry, dumping it in. Was Diener. Bear after it. And on a shot, it's a keeper, goes wide, picked up Masonoff. Masonoff flips it up off the glass, and it goes into the safety netting, and they say face off down the ice. Or outside the zone at least. 13:44 here left in the first period. 0 so far. Both teams sizing up each other, taking a look. First time they've met. You can look at the stat sheets and you can look at the film, but it's how well you play against each other. And they're doing that here. On the face-off, another one for the Distillers. Now picked up Buffalo, trying to feed it, and they do. Looking across, broke up. Dershel on the breakup. Now looking up, and it's picked up Hess. Hess with it here. Now Dershel feeds it back over to Gratz. Gratz up to Steele. Steele with a look, goes in, it's way out of reach of Hess, picked up now by Buffalo behind goal line. On a stretch pass, dumping it down, going after a dump and chase, and it will be as it comes out. Gratz had good position, didn't have to really turn on the Jets, but he beat the effort there of Kyle Wilkins to force a face-off in the defensive zone for Buffalo. On the face-off, Hess wins it. Steele on the shot, off the pad save. Picked up Sorrow. Here comes Sorrow now behind goal line. On the backhand clear, turned over Gratz. Gratz with it. Here it's poked by Luger. And it's going to be kept. Picked up by Hess. Gratz with it here. Feeds Hess. Hess coming in. Hess hangs on to it. On a pass there. Tried to connect. Went a little bit wide. He had a little tie up there. Gratz puts it back to Dershel. Dershel goes over. Well, it's gone to Gratz from Dershel. It was fed from Steele. Off a skate there of Whipple. Now it's picked up. Held on and played by Kucharski. Kucharski working in the, well, picks it up out of the corners. Hess had it momentarily. Kucharski with it here. Feeds it to Dershel. Kind of pinches it on the boards, and it's going to be Dershel on the keep as he went up and played up against Melanson. With a shot on a stick save. Bouncer in the corner. It's gathered up by Steele. Steele hanging on to it. It's got a lane here. It's going to try to split through. Could not get it going as Wilkins came in to spoil. Picked up Gratz. Gratz now gets hit off the play, or off the puck at least. It's going to be now Tempest bringing it in. Luger there trying to get going. Dershel pokes it out. Steele trying to play it. Dershel's trying to get it away from Luger. Now it's going to be Hess picks up. Hess feeds it through. Hess is going to try to get through, and he does. 3-on-2 here, setting up. On a softie, trying to gather it back up, trying to stuff it in, and it is shut down with some extracurricular here after the face, or after the whistle. Looks like Lozo was trying to protect Burkle there, and he was really doing some action there, but 11:51 here in the first period. Face-off, stick side of Chris Burkle. Officials with a slight conference here in the circle here, seeing if they have anything to say here, and it looks like they're going to talk about it maybe, or maybe they're satisfied where the face-off is. That's where they were looking for puck position here. All right, here we go. On the face-off, it was Butters who took the drop there. Picked up by Buffalo. Out it goes. Brancic will pick up as it's pushed over by Trevis. Wallem on the pickup here. Wallem trying to get it through. Gets in, but he stopped off the play. The puck's going to be launched down, but broken up here, and it's going to be kept in momentarily. Brancic gets back, but it's going to be picked up now and played by Darren Trevis. Trevis feeding it. Connects over to Thornton. Thornton gives it over to Wallem. Wallem picks it up on the backside of the stick. He connects to Perry, and now he's got to pick it up in the corner. Still working on it in the corner. It's going to be picked up. Thornton with a look, with patience, but on a shot, and he scores! Devin Perry picks up the second effort there and finds the back of the net. Looked like on a bar down. A blocked shot was a little early for Buffalo. And coming in and picking up the first goal of this effort, coming in at 8 minutes and 46 seconds. Devin Perry, Summit City Distillers, face-off, center ice. On the second effort here, Lomo going in the corner, picked up by Distillers, pushed out by Ventura, picked up and played by Lomo, back with a shot, goes off the stick. Here comes Hernsek coming up, takes a shot and he scores. He picked up the puck and he answered right away as he came down on a breakaway, adding to his goals of the season. On a defensive breakdown there, trying to have felt kind of empowered on that goal there, and he sized up the passing effort there and stole it and came down and put one up for Buffalo, tying this back up at 8:17. Picked up Hess working on it right in front of this bench of the Summit City Distillers. Now picked up Steele, still gets poked off the play, turned over, and picked up Monson with a look. Taking a shot, and he fans on it, and it's going to be an easy pickup here by Masonoff. Here Masonoff with momentum, feeds it up, broken up Sorrow. Masonoff gets it right back, center ice. Here he goes with a look. Feeds it instead out of the corner, and it was tied up there. It's going to be kept in and bounced off on the effort there by Diener. Puck gets lopped into the corner. Steele goes after it against Wilkins, gets underneath, feeding it off the glass. Back, it will be picked up by Derschel. Derschel with it here. Derschel with luck on the stretch, tipped out, but the Steele turns over to Wilkins. Couldn't connect with Hess, and retreating back. It'll be picked up, held by Tempest. Pressure coming from Perry, feeds it right, far side, and now Whipple lets it go to Hernsek. Hernsek shut down by Derschel. Derschel picks up, feeds it, connects over to Steele. Oh, and just goes offsides. Perry, as Steele picks it up. The face-off will be right in front of the Buffalo Tempest bench, but outside of their defensive zone. We'll see the puck drop. With 9:27 left here in the first, tied 1-1. On the drop, it is still for the taking, and it is momentarily held by Thornton, but turned over. Now center ice going to be Buffalo coming in here. Feeding it around, Stewart throws it around, picked up Derschel. Going up against Hornsack, now picking it up. On the stretch, connected to Perry. Perry camped out, and he gets taken away on the defensive effort, but it may be kept in Drews on the feet, but goes on the offsides. He did take it away momentarily, but it was turned back over. Now connected back to Hornsack. Hornsack coming in, and he gets played by Drews on the stick check there. Still working. It's going to be brought up to Scardino. Scardino feeding it back to Hornsack. Hornsack looking. He's trying to feed it high. Goes around, and Tattoo can't get there in time to pick it up, and he's going to ride the puck all the way back into the Buffalo's defensive zone. Trying to get the stretch here. Picked up as Witt. Couldn't get it as Brancic there. Now it is another race down the ice, getting through, but Witt picks up, trying to feed it. It's going to be cleared out, picked up, played by Perry as he gets it just out into the neutral zone on his change. Tattoo with a shot, it's a bouncer. A hit by Lomo on to Tattoo from the shot. Bransig picks up Diamond Sack on him. Around it goes, it's going to be picked up by Lomo as it just went out in front of Bear. Bransig with it here. Bransig looking in the quarterback position, looking for the pass, looking for Lomo. Feeds it, connects. Lomo lets it go over to Bear. Bear picks it up off the boards, back to Lomo. Lomo with a shot, block, goes up into the corner. Working behind goal line, still working on it. It's going to be picked up and fed. Behind, Lomo picks up. With a shot, goes behind, and around it goes. It's going to be kept in. Still working on it. Trying to go to cross, but it is broken up, but it is taken back away by Madison. Madison takes a player off. Now it's going to be Rancic on the keep here. Rancic looking, throws it soft. Oh, tried to pick up the back door soft to Lomo. Lomo was camped out, but an easy takeaway. I think Tattoo with a piece of that. Rancic coming down on the ice, picking up the puck. Gets rid of his guy, Bresley. Rancic carrying now, looking to set up, retreats back. Looking for the setup play, off a skate, picked up Steele. He was intended to Hess. Picked up Steele. Steele trying to get through defense on the stop. Wilkins couldn't get it completely. Al Whipple with it, goes through Wilkins. Comes back. Looking at the Luger on the stretch play. Picks up, Luger is tipped out of the hands there of Diener. Trying to go all the way up, pushed off the play. Puck's loose, going to be gathered up by Kucharski. Kucharski with it there. Throwing it around, ends up right in front of the Distillers bench. Steele tried to pick it up with the backhand, caught the tip, and it turned it over on a softie. Now picked up by Mellon. To Masonoff. Masonoff had given it to Hess. He came back to him and created a chance on a turnover on a sloppy play by the Distillers and cost a goal. And this is the first lead for Buffalo as they now take the lead here at 13 minutes and 32 seconds here in the second period. Face-off center ice, 6:28 here remaining here in the first. 2-1 Buffalo. Wallem on the drop, wins it back to Gratz. Gratz with it, feeds it on the board, gets over to Thornton. Witt with the puck here. Turned over. Oh, and Perry looking for it. He was coming in on a shot. Oh, almost on the corner. Another block shot. And it's a tip off into the safety netting. A face-off, we're going to be stick side. As Hornsek's going, had some conversation with Wallem there in the corner. But all's well, and they'll be facing off stick side. Stick side of Chris Burkle. Looks like everybody's fine here. On the face-off, it's going to be picked up by the Distillers, flopping it off the boards. While I'm trying to spoil it, it's going to be Hornsack who'll pick up here. Gets the feed, picked up by Gratz. Gratz gathers it up here with a shot and rides up high. Got a little help there on the defensive effort. Just laying it out of the zone was Buffalo. It's going to be picked up Dershel, feeds over to Thornton. Thornton with it here. Getting in this time, Perry stays on side. Thornton working, hands in the puck, feeds it over to Dershel. Dershel with it here. Dershel's double team. And it's going to be picked up, now played. Gratz now with it. Now it's Hornset coming up now on a 2-on-1. And another score. Another defensive breakdown and a chance for Tempest. This is where they've been scoring. Summit City needs to realize this. They've put a lot of goals up this season, Buffalo Tempest had, and they're picking up easy ones here on breakdowns put on by Summit City. They have 2 periods figured out and 5:31 left of this one to figure it out, but they find themselves in the lead. Buffalo does 3-1 here in the Governor's Cup Championship here for the American Premier Hockey League. Timeout called here by Summit City.
Timeout, Distillers.
So I'll give you a recap there. Devin Perry picks up the first goal of the game. And Trevor Thornton and Chris Wallum picked up the assist at 11:14. Spencer Hernsack picks up an unassisted goal at 10:43. Then Jason Mellinson from Anthony Whipple picks up goal number 2. Goal number 3, did I say, for Spencer? But it's goal number 1. They end up with 3 goals here. And then Michael Houlihan picks up a goal here. And that's where we stand. Face off center ice, going to be picked up on the win by the Distillers. Comes back, Brancic feeds it across. Travis with it on the backhand, feeds it over to Lomo. Lomo leaves it over to Bear. Now it goes to Madison. Madison's going after it, but it is Brancic on the try to keep. Picked up Travis. Travis with it here. Mellon disposes of a player. Comes into the crease, gets rid of him. And here we go. Still behind the play. Picked up Lomo with Brancic. He drops it over to Bear. Bear with a shot. Poke, pushed up, and in. And they wash it. The referee was a mile away. Took his time, waited on Burkle to get it off the line there. So a good heads-up play by Chris Burkle, seeing the referee taking his time looking for the puck. He didn't give up here. We see a little action here as we see Jensen Bear taking it to, looks like David Tattoo, and it's now some more action here as Lomo comes in after, as it hasn't ended yet. So it looks like after all this, a power play that it's going to come for Buffalo, and Buffalo is very dangerous on the power play, so all this whole entire first period is going their way. So maybe they'd be a little disturbed if they allowed the first goal to go in, but they have put up the next 3. See if this is offsetting or if there was an extra there. Officials still talking about it here. They saw that, but they didn't see the puck there, so. So it appears to be offsetting penalties so far, but they have 2 minutes over on the Buffalo side, but they may be just still putting up the clock here. You see Anthony Whipple's number up there. Still sorting this out as they are. And it looks like they may have it figured out. Also was talking with Whipple there, getting ready for puck drop here. So after all said and done, it looks like it may be a power play here. Officials now behind the goal line in the Buffalo zone, still talking about it, but it does show 5-on-4 here, favoring of the Distillers, facing off glove side of Burkle. All right, looks like the reset button is hit here, and we're ready for action here. 4:56 remaining in the first period. Pass on the face-off, feeds it back, Brancic on the keep, feeds it up into the corner. It's going to be picked up, played by Steele, back to Brancic. Brancic here with it, feeding it over. Picked up Steele again with a shot, off it comes, picked up Lomo, but it's covered. Where's the puck? It ends up all along the boards, and it's going to be on the attempt there by Buffalo, held in by Brancic. Fed it over to Hess. Hess picked up from Brancic. Brancic with a look. Picks it up. Kucharski back to Brancic. Brancic with a look. Try to pick the corner. Goes high, and that's off the boards. Picked up Kucharski. Kucharski with it here. Over to Hess. Hess now with the puck. Taking a look of his own. In the glove. Held on. Into the hands of Burkle. Shuts down the play. 4:20 remaining here in the first period. A Minute 24 on the man advantage for the Distillers. Off the puck drop, picked up by the Distillers. Hess hangs on to it, working along the boards. Feeds it across, try to connect with Kucharski, the back door. Now the puck's going to be cleared out. Steele tried to feed over to Bransick. Bransick on the recovery here, he's center ice. David Bransick on the puck here, now looking to come in. Try to create a lane there. The puck's going to come down. And it is going to be picked up and cleared now by Buffalo as they throw it back down with just under a minute of power play for the Distillers. Mellon feeds it over to Bransick. Bransick in motion, carries it almost on a collision with Thornton. Bransick carrying it in now. Bransick still working on his double team sandwich along the boards, picked up and cleared down ice on target by Buffalo. Harnsack trying to squeeze it in. Luger picks up now, feeds over to Harnsack. Gets through Derschel. Tries to feed, searching for it right up front. Gathered up by Derschel on a stop by Austin Mellon. Connects to Perry on the pass out. Here we go. Perry comes in. 23 seconds turned over now. Cleared out of the zone. Derschel on the pickup. Derschel retreating back. Harnsack, the pressure. Gets it fed over to Ian Masonoff. 9 seconds on the power play. Masonoff gets through. Masonoff with the puck here looking. Perry's in the slot. He's going to look to feed. He's going to hang on, trying to slide it in. Perry tries to pick up, but he fires it on goal line. It's a lateral across. Wallen with it here. Back to full strength is Buffalo. Going to clear. And a player. You see Devin Perry going in on a rough. Does he look like he may have taken down Spencer Harnsack? 2:49 remaining here in the first period. Now a power play, well, let's see if they put it up here. So power play for Buffalo. Now they've got Devin Perry's rough up on the scoreboard here. On the faceoff. Now it's going to be picked up. Losel with it, feeds it across. Also gets it back. Trying to get something here now, picked up. Harnsack feeds it back to Losel. Losel with the shot blocked. It's a bouncer. It's going to be played by Luger. Losel goes in on the keep, takes a shot, but it's a blocked shot, and it's playable off the boards. Harnsack hangs on to it. Shot high on the glass. Now picked up. Tempest with it here. Harnsack now looking to feed in the quarterback spot. It's going to go up to point, possibly. And he goes across to Losel. Losel tried to gather it back up, pick the corner, and it sailed out wide. Luger on the keep, feeds to Harnsack. Steele puts the heat on, gets the puck pushed out. Steele trying to take it away from Harnsack. Harnsack retreats back into Buffalo zone. Feeds it over to Witt. Witt with it here. Looking to carry in through Derschel. Pressure put on by Hess. Losel up to pick up. Still pushed off the play. Now picked up by Steele. Zach Steele with the puck's got some room here. He's trying to hands it through. Gets it taken away momentarily. He's double teamed. Picked up Buffalo. Buffalo with it here. And they're still on the power play. Derschel coming back, looking at it against Witt. Derschel picks up. Derschel feeds it down, and it is turned over and picked up by Buffalo. And it is still in the zone, and it is picked up Losel. Losel trying to get it through. Up in the slot is Aaron Ventura, and the puck goes through his feet. And it's going to be Dominsek feeding back to point. Stewart feeds it back. Dominsek with it here. Melanson feeds over. Dominsek over to Stewart. Stewart with it here. Taking a look. Feed it over, and here comes a shot. It's high. Puck ends up in the corner. Picked up Derschel. On the clear with just a few seconds remaining on the penalty kill for Summit City. It's picked up and held on by Burkle, and we're back to even strength. We've got one shift left on the ice. Puck intercepted center ice by Perry. Perry with the backhand pass feeds it over. Now look on the dump put in. 35 seconds remaining here. And it is going to be Bransick picks up. Goes up against Ventura. Aaron, that is. Picked up Wallen, feeds it in. Around it goes. 25 seconds remaining. Thornton takes it away from Dominsek. Feeds up front. Wallen trying to get it, but he's pushed off the play. Picked up now by Buffalo. Now looking to bring the puck up into the attacking Stewart. Drops it. Goes over to Melanson. He drops it. It's not intended. They drew the offsides there as he was trying to carry it in and let it go. It was a good pickup there on the effort of Jason Melanson to gather it up, but the blue line got in the way. So they will try it again just outside of the defensive zone for Summit City. 12.5 seconds left here in the first period. 3-1 Buffalo. Luger on the drop up against Hess, wins it back to the Distillers. Hess gets the pass from Branson, catches it in the legs. Hess with it here, just a few seconds remaining. And it is going to be picked up. Oh, and it's going to be, Kucharski feeds it through, and that will run out the clock. And that will do it for the first period as we see the Summit City Distillers pick up the first goal, and it was Buffalo that picked up the next three to make it 3-1 in favor of Buffalo at the end of the first period. We'll be right back with some highlights of the first period when we come back. You're watching Summit City Distillers here in Fort Wayne in the American Premier Hockey League Governor's Cup, Game 1 here in Fort Wayne. We'll be right back. All right, getting ready for second period action. Saw some scoring there in the first period there. Devin Perry picks up his 11th on the season. Trevor Thornton, 7th assist. Chris Wallums, 11th. And it is Summit City Distillers up 1-0 at 11-14. But Spencer Hernsack read out a play on a defensive pass back and forth, and he steals the puck, comes down unassisted on his goal, his 50th on the season. Spencer Hernsack picks up at 10:43 the tying goal, and it's 1-1. Buffalo versus the Summit City. But that wasn't enough. Jason Mellinson picks up his 29th. Anthony Whipple on the assist, his 9th. And they find themselves in the lead at 6:26 of the first period. And Michael Houlihan picks up his 24th on the season. Spencer Hernsack with another point, this time with an assist, his 40th. That coming in at 5:29. That's where we sit on the scoring side. 3-1. Shots on goals. Summit City put 10 on Burkle, and it is 12 put on Mellon. And it is a good showing so far by Buffalo in the first period. In the first, we saw a few penalties. Anthony Whipple picks up a roughing, got a 4-minute at 4:57. Jensen Bear gets a roughing 2-minute at the 4:57 mark as well. Created a power play, came up 0 for 1 on the power play effort for Summit City. And then it was Devin Perry who gets a rough at 2:55. And that's where the lone penalty there, another 0-1 on the effort there put on by Buffalo on Perry's rough there. So that's where we stand. Second period, we see a lot of the heated action. Usually you see a lot of penalties and maybe some goal scoring, but I think it'll be a little more crisp period here as both teams have now figured out where they're at. See how they get well coached in the locker room and see how Buffalo comes out in the second period as well as Summit City. So here we are getting ready for second period action. You might see a totally different period or a carbon copy, but I think the Distillers figured out their breakdowns there and see if they can contain that. Get on the score side of the score sheet. So we are getting ready here in Fort Wayne on this beautiful sunny evening here in the fort. Temperature's kind of gone down to 67 degrees, partly cloudy, but I suspect it's going to be much hotter as we ready to see action here in the fort. It's 20 minutes on the clock. Fresh ice, face off, picked up by Steele. Steele goes to bring it in. It's going to be picked up on the keep, now gathered up by Hess. Hess coming all the way in with a shot on the pads, loose, picked up, and it's cleared, now picked up by Buffalo along the boards. On the pass, connect, goes through the stick of Whipple, pushed out, and played now. Mellinson goes against Hess. Hess goes down, and the puck's going to be picked up, turned over, picked up by Steele. Steele with it here. Steele feeds it over to Hess. Hess in the slot. Now it's turned over, Luger with it. And it tried to clear it up to Mellinson. Goes off the skate of Steele, back to Brancic. Brancic will pick it up and play it behind the goal line. Feeds it around. It's going to be Trevis on the pickup, maybe. Well, it's going to be Brancic who picks it up. As Mellinson there tried to feed it, but he threw it back, and it was an easy pickup here. Now Trevis with it here. Trevis looking to work it out of the zone. Darren Trevis lops it into the corner. Back it goes. Sauer will pick up on the backhand pass over the Luger. But it's picked up by Whipple to go. He looks to feed back to Sauer. Luger on the play there. Lets it go over to Mellon. Mellon on the stop. Picked up Dershel now behind goal line. Up the ice, it's poked in by Kucharski, legging it out to try to pick it up, but it kind of dies behind. And it's going to be picked up by Perry with a quick pickup. Lozo on the stop. Perry gets it back. Perry with it now behind goal line, trying to feed it up front. He's still with the puck. Taking a shot block. He still has the puck, taking a shot. Another bit's on a bouncer, trying to feed it in. Still working on it. And a penalty coming. And Witt picks up there on the penalty here, and we'll see. As Wilkins had gone down. Wilkins may be the one in the box. As it was meleeed stick side, Burkle. 2 minutes on a cross check as we see Wilkins in the penalty box. So Kyle Wilkins now finds himself as a tenant here in Fort Wayne in the penalty box and see if the Summit City Distillers can let him out of that lace early. We are on a power play. Lomo on the drop, feeds it over to Hess. Hess over to Brancic. Brancic here with it. Brancic with a shot, quick, broken up by Lomo. Turned over. Loso with it here. Launches it down ice. Around it comes. Mellon on the, well, leaves it go. Picked up Hess now. Stewart, the pressure up. Hess gets through Stewart. Here comes Hess in with a head of steam. Comes in, retreats off from the circle. Goes over to Brancic. Brancic picks it up. Feeds it to Steele. Steele with a look to Lomo with a shot blocked. It's still battle. Picked up. Lozo with it. He's going to launch it again. Down ice it goes. This time Mellon on the keep. Mellon throws it back. Leaves it. Covers back to his spot. Picked up. Stewart picked up the pass there. On another breakdown as Witt picked up. Put the pressure on Mellon. Fed it over to Stewart. And they come on a short-handed goal. Buffalo totally in control of this game here so far. That coming in at 2 minutes and 24 seconds of the second period. Buffalo on a short-hander. Face off center ice. Still working on a minute 14 of power play. Face off. Dominsek trying to get it out of the zone. Houlihan gets his second of the game. Stewart on the assist. Face off on an offsides, just outside. Face off cleared back into the defensive zone of Summit City. Picked up Derschel. Derschel here with it. Derschel on the pass, connects over to Madison. Madison off the board. It's going to be Sorrow picks up, clears it out. Mellon picks up on the pass, feeds it. Wallem looking on the stretch over to Perry. Perry picks up. Thornton going in. Turned over and it's cleared out. Derschel will go back to pick it up. Mellon picks it up and leaves it for Dersch. Dersch with it here. Still 30 seconds on power play for Summit City. Wallem picks up the pass there from Derschel. Here comes Wallem. Wallem gets in. Block shot. Recovers. Wallem's still going after it. Getting tied up, stick side. Thornton trying to pick it up. Still working on it as it's tied up along the boards. Eating clock, 5 seconds remaining here on man advantage. Madison coming back to protect the door. On the feed, Derschel on the pickup feeds. Oh, and Perry couldn't shove it in on a stretch on a play coming up. Madison picks up, but it's broken up by Madison on the attempt there. On the pass taken away, Steele feeds it in off the feet of Sorrow. Picked up Loso. Loso with an out. Melanson up ice looking for the pass. Back Derschel goes. Steele comes back to help. Poked. Around it is Luger picks up. Looks to feed Lozo. Lozo gets it. Couldn't pick it up as Hess pushes it out. Scardino with it now. Scardino feeding it off the boards on the pass. Picked up in the skate of Derschel. Now turned back over to Luger. Luger with it here. Luger coming up. Tries to hands it through. No doing. Picked up Hess now. Leaves it over now. Picked up Masonoff. Here comes Ian Masonoff up the ice. Gets the pass right in front of the bench. Hess will pick it up. Hess with Masonoff. Takes a shot and he scores! Cody Hess picks up the shot there. He's the danger on assist. Masonoff comes to slide over to the back door but set up a screen. Hess took advantage and put it right over the right shoulder of Chris Burkle, and he cuts the lead in half. That goal coming in at 4 minutes and 38 seconds of the second period. Face-off, center ice. Lomo takes the face-off win back to Masonoff. Picked up now by Diener. Feeds it to Lomo over to Benson. Jensen Bear. Madison with the windup, takes a shot. Oh, almost on a redeck Lomo, but it goes out wide, picked up Bear. Bear with a look. Tries a feed back door, nobody there yet. Masonoff over to Madison. Madison picks up now. Madison trying to feed it through. Masonoff will pick up the puck that was spoiled. Loza there working as Lomo ties him up. Madison trying to push him off. Lomo with the puck. He's unopposed. Lomo with a shot. It's broken up. Lomo picks it up, but gathers it back up over to Madison. Madison trying to get a hold of it. And here comes the effort now. Buffalo trying to get through. Masonoff trying to tie his guy up. The puck's loose. Coming in with a look. And it's stopped. It's going to be pulled out by Bear. Bear feeding it down ice. Turned over. Scardino. Scardino feeding it off the board. Delayed offside for Buffalo. Now they're on the attack as Hornset goes up. Picked up by Bear. Bear with it here. Almost turning it over. There's Hornset all over him. Bear drops it back. Witt will pick up. Or actually Houlihan. Houlihan tying up, steals the puck. Feeds point. Over to Ventura. Broken up now by Masonoff. But Hornset picks up. Hornset trying to feed it. It's a pad save now. Picked up by Bear. Out of the zone. Jensen Bear with it here on the dump. Wallem on the pickup here. Oh, it slides through. Thornton working on it, but it's a loose puck, and it's going to be picked up. And it's going to be a tripping call, or a hooking call called against Buffalo. Power play coming, but the shorthander gave goal number 4 for Buffalo. They're not worried. Stewart in the penalty box. Face-off's going to be, gets through the feet, and it's going to be cleared up soft. Brancic will go back to pick up. Cleared out by Whipple. Brancic on the pickup here. Looks to pass, hangs on to the puck. Brancic with the green light. He's coming in. Stick in the way here. It's going to be shoved in, picked up. Brancic on the pickup with a shot high off the glass with Steele. And the puck's going to be cleared. Whipple trying to spoil play. Mellon picks up, feeds over to Hess. Here we go. Hess coming in now, still with a minute 18. Hess with a shot. Out it comes, loose. Going to be picked up in the slot. Almost cleared out by Buffalo. Whipple hangs on. On the backhand, goes to clear. Brancic will go after it. Goes up against Kiffner. Goes along the boards. Here he goes. Brancic coming in again. Brancic trying to feed it through. Picks up the puck. With a shot, and it's held on. Picked up there mid-slot by Steele. Shut down by Burkle. And we'll see a face-off with 53 seconds still remaining on the power play for Summit City. All right. Found the owner of the broken stick. It was almost a factor in that play there. On the face-off, the puck still a bouncer. Picked up by Buffalo. Dershel going back. Going up against Hernsek. Hernsek retreats back into the neutral zone. Gets the pass over. And played now by Luger. Madison pushes Luger off the play. Still 28 seconds on power play. Wallem on the stretch pass, connects to Perry. Perry pushes it in the zone off the stick, chases it out. Goes up against Scardino. Comes out with the puck momentarily. Still working on it, but it's going to be picked up by Gratz. Hops over the stick. Gratz going back to pick up. Feeding it over to Madison. Madison here with it. Madison feeds over to Wallem. Wallem trying to get in the slot there. Thornton with a shot. Goes up into the corner. Recovered by Madison. Madison trying to hang on to it. Up front. Out of the box now. Stewart coming up playing now is Hernsek. Hernsek going up. Pass, it's a 3-on-1. Broken up. Gratz there on the spoil. Back into the corner. Rounds out. Picked up Hess. Hess with it now. Hess hanging on. Feeds it. Over to Thornton. Thornton up to Steele. Steele trying to get it in. Bounced off the play. Going in on the offsides was Kucharski came in on the loose puck there. Gathered up by Thornton, but he came a little early. Off the hit. 11:28 here in the second period. Remaining face-off just outside the attacking zone of Summit City. Off the face-off, Stewart versus Hess. Hess wins the battle there. Puck's dumped in by Drews. Legged out, picked up by Steele. Going up against Ventura, feeds it over to Hess. Picked up Steele, drops it back. Oh, plays it. Around it goes. Kucharski going through the crease to try to pick it up. Picked up by Moses Ventura, tied up in the corner. Puck's going to be tied up on Ventura's stick. Now it's in the skates. Hess will pick it up here. Hess tried to feed it to Drews. It's going to be turned over. Picked up Travis on a misfire here. It's going to be picked up and played. Trying to pick up, trying to soft bring it in was Houlihan. No doing. Picked up now Summit. Travis on the clear. Going all the way back. Picked up. Steele almost picking it up there against Tattoo, and it's going to come round and out. Played by Drew. Drew feeds it back into the corner. Around it goes. Kucharski on the pickup. Kucharski with it. Feeds it. Goes through the stick of Ventura. Feeding the slot. Trying to pick it back up was Hess. Now it's going to be gathered up and played by Buffalo. Stewart picks it up, dumps it in the zone. He picked up the pass there from Ellenson. Right in front of the bench, and it's caught on a skate. And the officials count too many men. On the change there by Buffalo. And it almost slid through, but not sure if it got caught on the skate of Aaron Ventura. Unbeknownst as he was coming off. He doesn't look happy. Never saw it rounding out. So another power play, and a much-needed one for the Summit City Distillers. See if they can capitalize on this one. They gave up one on a power play. Gave Buffalo a shorthander. On the face-off, goes back into the corner. On a clear, picked up by Buffalo. Gathered up by Mellon. Dershowitz will pick up. As Whipple, the chase, had laid off, and now he's back up against Dershowitz. On the pass, goes over to Chris Wallen. Wallen trying to get up against Kiffner. Gets back to Dershowitz. Dershowitz throws it back. It's going to be picked up Madison. Ryan Madison with the puck here looking. Broken up, played in the corner. Dershowitz gathers it up. Dershowitz goes across, connects with Wallen. Wallen on the shot in the glove and held on. In the hands of Chris Burkle. We'll see a face-off his glove side in the Buffalo defensive zone. Minute 26 on man advantage for the Distillers. Luger versus Lomo in the circle. Face-off's going to be picked up Buffalo. On the clear, split the D, and back it goes. Mellon on the stop, picks it up. Feeds it over to Brancic. Brancic with the puck. Here we go. David Brancic on the pass over to Lomo. Here comes Lomo in. Kind of got it broken up, but got it connected to Steele. Steele with it over to Lomo. Backdoor effort. Now loose. Goes wide. Picked up now by Kucharski. Kucharski on that feed. Lomo there up top of the crease. Back it goes Steele. Steele with it now. Back over to Kucharski. Kucharski couldn't get it on the stick lift, and it's taken away by Buffalo, and they're going to leg it out. Hernsack with a shot in the glove, held on by Mellon. Hernsack wanted the face-off. Oh, he played it out. Back it is, picked up by Hess. Played from Brancic. Hess with it here. Hernsack putting the pressure on. Hess now feeds it over to Steele. Steele connects. Backdoor on the look here. Kucharski on an attempt, and it goes back. Puck comes back to Mellon. Feeds to Hess. Luger putting the pressure on Hess, drops it over to Brancic. Brancic here looking to carry it out. He's legging it. Still hangs on to it. Hess picks up from Brancic. Hess with the shot high up off the glass. Going to be picked up by Brancic. Brancic hanging on. Lomo's in his spot. With a look. Shot! Steele. Picked up Lomo. Lomo back over to Steele. Steele's got some room. On the full strength. Picked up Hess out of the corner. And the puck comes down. It's going to be picked up by Steele, who retreated to play the door. Well, now it's going to be turned over on the pass. Going to be picked up Houlihan from Wilkins. Wilkins can't pick up, and it's going to be now picked up by Mellinson. Mellinson with a shot. Blocked up off the glass, behind the net. Picked up Steele now, rounded into the corner. Mellinson goes in with it. Brancic's got to leg it out to pick it up as the puck changed route. Stretch on the play, goes down, but it'll be no ices. Oh, it comes on an attempt, picked up by Wallem on a second effort there. Just about on goal line, he fires, but the door was shut down by Burkle. And Wallem gets folded over. Or actually gets shoved off the play, or gets shoved. And another power play coming forward, the Distillers. Scardino in the penalty box on a cross check. All right, face-off's going to be on the glove side of Chris Burkle. On the face-off, win to the Distillers. Madison gathers it up. Next to Perry. Perry with a shot, searching for it, picking up, trying to stuff it in, was Wallem. Wallen's getting hammered there by Tattoo, hangs on to another shot. Now picking it up out of the corner, on the clear. Didn't work for Buffalo. Dershall keeps it in, picked up by Thornton. Thornton with it, trying to go across and trying to get going there as well as Dershall comes back with him. Plays body, the puck's still in possession of Buffalo, not for long as Madison's with it. Now it's picked up by Dershall off the hit from Madison. Thornton picks up. Sees the clear off the bench, on the reach there. Hess couldn't connect on the pass there. Was pressure put on. Comes back, Mellon on the stop there. Will pick it up. Feeds it along the boards, connects with Thornton. Thornton here with it, goes across, feeds over to Madison. Madison now coming in, high slot, taking a look. With a shot blocked, picks up the rebound. Goes across, picked up Hess. Hess with a look, soft up front on a redirect. Poked there by Thornton. It was read out by Burkle. Picked up Brancic. Brancic with a shot, and it's blocked. And now the puck's going to be cleared down ice. 51 seconds on the power play for Summit City. Gathered up by Austin Mellon. Left for David Brancic. Brancic with it here. Here comes Brancic. Brancic up ice. 6:16 remaining here in the second period. Brancic just coming through. Drops it over to Steele, but it's read out and played by Hernsack. Grabbed out of the air by Hess. Hess with it here. Waiting on the delayed off. Now with it. Hess looking to feed it in. Broken up. Played by Kiffner. Kiffner can't connect with Hernsack. Around it goes. He's going for the clear. Still on the man disadvantage for Buffalo. Off the boards it goes. Going to be played. Kucharski over to Lomo. And it was sniffed out of the air by Sorrow. And he could not connect with Hernsack. 5 seconds on the power play. Masonoff hanging on to it. Steele with it now. Doors cleared. Back to full strength. It is Buffalo. Steele coming through now. Here we go. Steele looking. Down he goes. Hess going to try to pick it up. Trying to change the play up, and down he went. On the pass. Goes over far side. Picked up by Mellinson. Mellinson with a look here. Gets the pass over. He couldn't connect to Hernsack as he was searching for it. He caught it in his feet. Now picked up by Masonoff. Masonoff fans on it. Here's a chance for Buffalo to pick it up. But Hess gets it. Hess with it here. On the backhander, it's a bouncer played. While I'm on, try to get the spoil there. It's going to be shut down. With the look, Mellinson goes wide. Hess with the pickup here. Hess getting through. Kind of gets sandwiched on the play, trying to work against his Luger. Now the puck gets across to Masonoff. Masonoff feeds it down. Wallem will pick up. Kucharski in the slot. On the slide there, good stop by Sorrow. Trying to feed it. Kucharski will pick it up from the side of the net. Looking, hanging on to it. He's going to feed it up. Well, he's going to feed it up to Masonoff. Masonoff on the keep. Turns it over because he had to try to gather it up on his feet. Up against Houlihan. Houlihan with a look. Shot save. In and out it comes. Diener picks up. Diener feeds it in the corner. Get it out of harm's way. Picked up. And it will be captained by Whipple. Goes through. Diener looking to get a hold of it. Played back by Masonoff behind. Masonoff just trying to push it out. Wilkins on the keep with the feet. but it is back out into the neutral, poked out by Kucharski. Pressure put on by Thornton. Connects with Luger. Luger with it here. Luger with a look. Gets through Bear. He's got the slot here. He's going to take a look, but he's pushed off the play there by Trebas. Trebas all over it. Player sitting here with a look, waiting, trying to shove it in, and it's cleared. Picked up Madison. It was on the clear there from Thornton. Gets through Melanson. Melanson on the spoil. Tries to poke up front. Shot coming up front. And grabbed out of the air by Austin Mellon. From a slot attempt there by Buffalo. 3:39 remaining here in the second period. 4-2 favor of Buffalo. Face-off will go stick side of Austin Mellon in the Summit City defensive zone. Aaron Ventura versus B.J. Lomo. Puck's picked up by Summit City. Go to play it out as Bear. Bear picks up now. Bear looking to get it. Feeds Scardino instead. Almost turned over, but it is connected to Stewart. Here comes Stewart up ice. Shot slapped off the boards wide. Going to be picked up by Bear. Bear gets pushed off the play by Aaron Ventura. Pushing it out, trying to get it out. And it's kept in. Off the effort there of Buffalo. Bear will go after the puck with it here. Looking to try to get it through. Ventura putting the pressure on. Gets the pass across, hits the side of that. Picked up Lomo. Lomo with it. Feeds up to Drews. Drews with a look, takes a shot, and he hits the skate there. Ventura kind of winced when he went down, but Ventura's a tough guy. He's back up in it. It's a bouncer up front, cleared on an icing call, but it is going to be not an ice. As skating back was Houlihan. Stewart picks up here. He's trying to feed. He whiffs on it. He's going to try to poke it in. Now it's going to be kept in as the puck slides back to Lozel. Lozel with a shot in the glove and shut down by Austin Mellon. With 2:32 left here in the second period. Face-off glove side of Austin Mellon. Corey Kiffner goes up against Cody Hess. Picked up Moses Ventura on the keeper there. The puck slides out, picked up Steele. He connects to Perry. Perry coming all the way up, takes a look, goes wide, net's tipped off. It's playable. Picked up by Ventura. Hess on the try to get the keep there, but it's going to be kept in by Gratz. Gratz with it here. Gratz feeds over to Hess. Here comes in Hess. Hess feeds into the back, tries to get the back door as it slides across the crease. Steele tried to get body on Kiffner, but he now connects. And almost taken away by Perry. The puck now is going to be in the hands of Dershel. Goes up against Brisley. Hess with it now. Hess looking. He's got Steele going in. Hess is going to take the shot instead. Stick save up on the boards. Steele gets through the hit on a double team. Perry will pick up the loose puck behind the net. Goes across, and it's going to go up, connect with Gratz. Gratz feeds over to Perry. Comes in and out of his stick, picked up, and it's going to be Dershel on the keeper here. Dershel looking to go in against Brisley, though, and it's going to be played down on an icing as it's goes back as Gratz was back. Hernsack couldn't, no way he can get there. He kicked in 2 sets of turbo jets. It was just out of reach. So, minute 27 left here in the second period. On the icing call, face-off in the attacking zone for Summit City. They go glove side of Chris Burkle. Corey Kiffner up against B.J. Lomo on the puck drop. It's going to be picked up by Buffalo, but it's going to be now picked up with a shot from Trevis. Goes off the boards on a bouncer. Hernsack picks up. Lops it up in the air. It's a bouncer. Picked up Trevis. Trevis with it here. Trevis feeds. Roll over to Madison. Madison's got it. He's got to get through 3. He's got through 1. Still working on it. It's going to be kept in Trevis. Trevis picks it up in the heel of the stick, so he's got to work to hang on to it. And he does. Throws it into the corner. Picked up Kiffner. He wraps it around. Picked up by Lomo under the 1-minute mark. Lomo feeds it over to Madison. Madison with a look. Takes a shot, and he finds it right on the target of Chris Burkle. On a stop here. Face-off's going to be, let's see, maybe stick side. They go, and they do go stick side. 54.3 seconds left here in the second period. 4-2 Buffalo. On the face-off, pushed by Hess, just gets through. back to Buffalo on behind goal line, looking on the stretch pass, connect in and out of the stick, goes all the way back. Brancic will pick up. Brancic trying to hang on, tried to feed it. It's going to be turned over. Luger with it here. Tries to go across, going to be picked up by Perry. Perry feeds it around. Pressure's working for Buffalo right now under the minute mark. Perry with it, feeds it, and it's going to be turned over, but at least pushed back into the defensive zone, but now it comes back. Wallen with a shot, around it goes. Brancic will go on the keep. Brancic feeds it. Back into the corners, picked up Hess. Hess with it now, goes out, tries to go up front, and a shot. Oh, and now it's going to be Wallen. Picks up, but the net is off. And we see what Chris Wallen had gone down, but seems to be okay. As we see Kyle Wilkins go over and check on him as he was down. He kind of folded up there, making sure a skate didn't catch him anywhere. So face off in the attacking zone, stick side of Chris Burkle with 6.4 seconds left in the second period. Here we are for puck drop. Hess wins it back. Wallen quick, Whipple takes it away. Now looking on an attempt at the clock. And that will do it for the second period. Buffalo still in the lead, 4-2 here at the end of the second. We'll be back with some highlights here at the beginning of the third period, so stay tuned and watch some action here. We saw a lot more skilled period here, particularly how it ended, other than how it ended the last in the first period there. All right, so we'll be right back, so stay tuned to see third period action. You're watching Summit City Distillers hockey here in Fort Wayne. We'll be right back. are back for third period action. In the second period, we saw Michael Houlihan pick up his second goal in this championship game here in Fort Wayne. His 25th on the season. Matt Stewart, his 21st assist at 17:41. It was a short-hander, but it was Cody Hess who answered to cut the lead in half. And he picks up his 35th on the season. Zach Steele's 40th assist. Ian Masonoff's 10th. That coming in at 15:21. Penalties, just one more than the first period with 4 penalties. Kyle Wilkins gets a cross-check at 18:21. Then Matt Stewart gets a hooking at 13:52. And Ryan Butterworth had to serve the too many men at 10:13, and Mike Scardino picks up a cross-check at 17:33 there in the second period. Shots on goal put on by Buffalo in the second period was 13, 12 in the first for a game total of 25. And it was the Distillers put on 15 shots with a game total of 25 from the 10th in the first period. So there's your action right there in the second period. And we'll see how they come out here in the beginning of this third period. See the teams take to the ice, getting ready for third period action. See what they came up in the locker room here, how the coaching will figure this one out. And this will be a game here, game 1 of the American Premier Hockey League Governor Cup. That intermission report was brought to you by Bourbon MD. All right, so this will be an interesting period here. The Distillers need to put in 3 goals to take a victory here in game 1. They saw Buffalo pick up those 3 goals in the first, and they'll see if they can do it in the third. Getting ready for face-off here, center ice. Ready for action here in Fort Wayne. All right, here we go. 20 minutes on the clock, fresh sheet of ice. Third period up on the scoreboard. We are ready for action. Here we go. On the puck drop, won by the Distillers, picked up Gratz from the face-off of Hess. Derschel picks up from Gratz, tries to connect, turned over Luger. Luger with it here, gets through Derschel. Gratz comes back, shot, save, pad save. Gratz doesn't see it in the feet. Hess goes after it, but Derschel picks it up. Derschel takes the hit, leaves the puck go. Still working on it. Hess does end up with it. Hess with the look. Gets it spoiled up, and it's going to be picked up, played by Sarl, spoiled by Luger. Wilkins trying to chase it out up against Kucharski. Feeds it around. Picked up Sarl. Sarl, it's on a chase here. Back and forth it goes. Trying to push it out. Gratz on the keep. Gratz with the look. Throws it up in the corner. Kucharski picks up. Kucharski gives it up to Hess. Hess with it, tries to feed the slot. Picks up Gratz with a shot. Block. Goes up into the corner. Picked up by Luger. Now the puck's going to be picked up, and it gets through the feet, but ends up into the stick of Mellon. Mellon with it, gets it over to Gratz. Gives Whipple a chance to try to seize on it. Derschel feeds it off the boards. Kucharski looks for it. Losel picks up, dumps it in. On a pass, and it gets through the hands of Hess. On the attempt on the stretch pass there, it just gets through. And face off back into the Fort Wayne zone on an icing stick side of Austin Mellon. Hess versus Hernsek. 2 points leaders here in the American Premier Hockey League. Hernsek tries to feed it across. Could not connect to Houlihan. It's going to be picked up, played by Steele. He lops it into the corner. On the chase is Kucharski, change for the Distillers. Sitting up on the rail, it's going to be tied up, and now it does come down. Kucharski working on to get it. It's going to be picked up Wallem. Wallem up front, and it's poked by Burkle on the attempt to parry. The puck's going to be loose. Perry on the pickup, almost picked up Brancic. Brancic feeds it on the boards over to Perry. Perry gets it in, but it's going to be turned over. Pass now connected to Stewart, turned over now. Trebas feeds it out of the reach of Perry. And an icing against Summit City. Face-off will go glove side of Austin Mellon in the Summit City zone. Matthew Stewart up against Chris Wallum in the circle on the puck drop. It's going to be picked up by David Bransick with the Distillers. Bransick here with it. Hangs on to it. Getting some pressure now, double teams. Gets through Hernsack over to Thornton. Thornton tries to connect with Perry. Perry gets down and gets after it and connects. He has the puck, trying to feed it up front. Comes back on a tie with Bransick and Perry. Gives a chance for Buffalo to get a hold of it. Trying to hang on to it. Still working it. Trying to draw it in with Thornton. It's going to be turned over. Loza with it here. Loza gives it over to Houlihan. Mellon without his stick, but he recovers it. Picked up Thornton over to Perry. Perry goes in and out of his stick. Bransick on the pickup here, just outside of the zone. Gets in. Bransick still with it. Bransick hanging on, but loses it. And now Houlihan will pick up. He's got two. He wants a heady. Looks for the shot. Pad save picked up. Now it's going to be on another shot. Another pad save. And couldn't get it going as Houlihan caught him to the feet. Masonoff will dig it out. Feeds it on the board. It's going to be Spencer Munger going after it. Munger pushes it up. Here he goes, going up. We got Masonoff in the slot. Munger goes in the corner. It's hit off the play. Stays with it. Gives it over to Masonoff. Masonoff back to Bear, but he goes back, and it's Diener's got to leg it out, and he goes up against Kiffner. Kiffner back into the corner with him. Diener checks up, hangs out. Now he's free. Gets through Ventura. Tries to connect with Munger. Just goes out in front and an icing against Summit. Buffalo elects stick side on the face-off in the Summit City defensive zone. Andrew Loger versus B.J. Lomo. On the face-off, Munger tries to pick it up there against Mellinson. Bear will wait on it, and it gets taken away. And now it's picked up by Diener. He connects with Munger. Munger with the puck here. Fires it early, and it's held on. .16:24 left on the clock here in the third period. Buffalo 4-2. Face-off going to be in the Tempest defensive zone. Picked up Steele. Steele with a shot. It's blocked by Wilkins in the feet. Picked up on the clear there. It's a bouncer. Picked up Mellinson. Goes behind the intended target of Whipple. Gives it over to Diener. Diener tries to give it to Hess. Hess kicks it into the zone, but it's going to be picked up. And it's going to be back into the Summit City zone on an icing against Buffalo. On the face-off. He picked up Buffalo, wrap it off the glass, and it's a race down the ice as Dershel goes back against Whipple. Dershel picks up. Dershel gets through. Bryce Dershel with the puck here. Here he goes. Dershel up the ice. He's in. Takes a shot. It's had a little help coming up wide. Steele feeds it back to Drews. Drews will feed it back to Steele. Steele picks up now. Steele with it now. With a look. Trying to squeeze it through on a screen there set by Dershel, but it's shut down by Burkle. And a face-off will go his glove side in the defensive zone of Buffalo. Hess versus Stewart. It's going to be picked up Hernsack. He feeds it back to Drews. Drews with a look. Drews takes a shot, puts it on the boards. Houlihan trying to pick up, spoiled by Dershel. He connects over to Steele. Steele waits with it. Takes a shot. It's a blocker stop here, picked up there in the slot. Gathered up now, and, well, it's going to be Dershel picks up. Almost picked up by Kucharski. Around it goes. Hess with it here. Hess trying to feed it. Kucharski trying to pick it up here. All tied up here. Hernsack gets a hold of it. Gets through Drews. Dershel on the stop on the intended pass to Houlihan. Tipped in by Kucharski. And he goes on a change. Picked up by Buffalo on the miscue. Hess ties it to play there. They fed it to Hernsack. He feeds it over. And it's dumped in off the boards. Going to be picked up by Brock Drews. Drews with it here. Connects to Derschel. Derschel with it. Stretches it out to Perry. Broken up by Tattoo. Gathered up by Hernsack. Hernsack with it here. And he feeds it back. Thornton on the pickup. Gets in. On the pass from Scardino on the spoil. Picked up by Perry. Gathers it off the boards. Tries to go up front. Derschel on the keep. Looking for room. Ends up in the corner. Trying to feed it through. It's going to be picked up now by Buffalo, but stick tie up, rounds out of the corner. Picked up Hernsack. And back goes Masonoff as he's going up. And he almost on the pick there. Houlihan still with it. It's going to be shut down by Mellon. Good defensive tie up here as Houlihan was searching for his third. Face off, Mellon's glove side. Kiffner versus Wallem in the circle on the puck drop. Picked up by Buffalo. Now it's going to be picked up by Wallem. Back to Buffalo. Now Diener with it for Summit. Feeds it around. Thornton comes in, waits on it, picks up now. Retreats as he gets through. Aaron Ventura. On the pass to Perry, connects. Perry looking to Wallem. Connects, but it hits it in the heel. Leaves it back. Aaron Ventura gets it taken away as he had it momentarily. Thornton going after, but Kiffner will pick it up. Kiffner throws it right in front of the Distillers bench. Picked it up by Masonoff. Masonoff throws it down, connects with Wallem. Wallem pushes it into the zone. Change coming for the Distillers. Diener going in to keep up against Ventura. Ventura turns it over, clears it out into the neutral zone. Picked up Munger on the backhand, gets it over to Wallem. Wallem trying to get it and couldn't get in as he tried to get through Team Ventura there. Moses and Aaron shutting them down. Wallem's effort there on a delayed offside, and we'll see the face-off just outside of the attacking zone for Summit City on the puck drop. Lomo versus Loger. Spencer Munger trying to pick up. Gets back to Brancic. Connects over to Bear. Bear with it here. Bear with a shot. Blockered into the corner. It's going to be picked up by Summit City in the hands of Lomo. Lomo with a look. In the glove. It goes to Chris Burkle on the stop. 13:06 here remaining in the third period. Face-off's going to be stick-sided Chris Burkle. Lomo versus Loger comes back, picked up by Buffalo. They try to round it out. Brancic picks up the puck here. He's taking a look. Feeds it behind the effort of Lomo. Lomo comes back in and picks up. He backhands it into the corner, intended to Bear. It's going to be tied up, but it will be picked up Lomo, then Bear. Bear with it. Feeds across early. Now here comes an effort. Oh, it's going to be turned over. Brancic picks up. Now it comes back. Now it's going to be picked up by Whipple. Whipple with a look. He's going to wait. Travis comes and puts the pressure on. Pissarro tried to feed. Now it's going to be picked up kind of on a miscue effort here. Munger goes after it. Munger gets his guys tied up with the stick here. Picked up Brancic. Brancic feeds it over to Travis. Travis with it here. Travis is going in. Goes over to Munger. Munger picks up. Munger trying to get it through, but it's poked by Sorrow. Now picked up by Brancic back into the neutral zone. Brancic looks bench side. Kind of gets spoiled by Whipple. Steele picks up here. Steele with it. Zach Steele with a look, taking a shot. And they say no goal. Looked like it was a blocker stop from our angle here on the effort of Chris Burkle. Steele felt that it went in. Official was to the right of Chris Burkle. A lot better position than the other waved off goal earlier, so he's confident that did not go in. So a stop for Buffalo here. 12:02 in the third. Face-off's going to be picked up by Buffalo. Picked up. Hernsack with it here. Hernsack with it. Hernsack getting through. Lops it in. Picked up. Derschel's searching for it. Looks for it in the corner. Looking for the pass setup here. Now the pass over to Hess. Hess now feeds it, connects to Madison. Madison lets it get into the corner. Goes up against Lozer. Feeds it across, hits the stick of Burkle. Hess with a shot. Dershel on the keep, into the feet of Madison. Madison goes across over to Gratz. Gratz with a look. Tried to connect over to Madison, but it's spoiled in the slot. Now picked up by Buffalo. Stewart feeds it over. May come back, but it's broken up by Dershel. Madison pushing it up to Hess. Here comes Hess, 2-on-2, setting up a steal. Goes over now to Dershel. Dershel with a shot. It's out front, loose, cleared out. Kept in by Madison. Gathered now and played now. It's a 2-on-1. Gratz back on the defensive effort. Shot hits the side of the net, recovered. Houlihan searching for this third. He had a slight break going. Wallem picks up here. He's got Steele with him. Wallem gets through. Feeds it over. Couldn't connect with Steele on a one-timer. Perry picks up and gets it through Ventura. Picked up Gratz. Gratz is going to take the shove. Oh, he tried to feed Wallem. Perry goes after it. Picked up now by Masonoff. Masonoff hits the skate of Ventura. Wallem picks up with a shot. Goes wide from Perry. Picked up Buffalo behind. And a stoppage of play as the net is off. So Chris Merkel staring down the point-blank effort put on by the Distillers here in the third period, approaching the halfway mark here. Face-off was going to be his glove side in the Buffalo defensive zone. Lomo versus Hernsack in the circle. Face-off wins to Buffalo. But Lomo's there to spoil it. As well as Kucharski goes behind, picked up by, oh, it looked like Ventura almost had it. It's going to picked up Masonoff. Masonoff trying to feed it, caught it, but it's going to be kept in by Kucharski, fills his spot. Munger slows it up, connects to Lomo, feeds over to Diener. Diener on the attempt here, picked up Lomo with a look, and he scores! B.J. Lomo showed the patience, picking the puck up out of the corner there, kept the play alive. They've been pressuring the offensive zone there, and this time he connected. B.J. Lomo near the halfway mark, brings it within one. The Distillers just down by one, 4-3 Buffalo. That coming in at 9 minutes and 49 seconds here of the third period. Face-off, center ice. Wallem drops it back. It's going to be picked up as Masonoff feeds it down, hops over the stick of Sorrow. Thornton going after it. Thornton picks up. He's pushed out. The puck's pushed out into the corner. Hanging on to it, looking, feeding it over to Perry. Perry chooses the slot, loses the side of his Sorrow. Now the puck's going to be a bouncer up into the neutral zone. And it's going to be played by Masonoff. Trying to pick it up was Melanson, and he does. He connects over to Loger. Loger trying to hands it in. He's going to go on a backhand. It goes wide. Picking up now behind the net. It will be picked up by Masonoff. Masonoff lops it up himself. It's a bouncer back into the zone. Perry going back after it. Perry gets there into the corner, and it's an icing. Perry could not beat the effort there put on by Buffalo, mainly in position. And Kyle Wilkins is celebrating that. Face-off, stick side, Austin Mellon back into the Summit City zone. Wallem working on the face-off. It's going to be picked up with a look here. An attempt that was stopped there. As Whipple tried to feed it in. So here's Perry with it now. Perry bringing it all the way up. Perry's following it back. It's going to be now, as the puck was poked out of play, picked up by Thornton. Thornton on the wrap. It's going to be kept in by Brancic. Brancic on the keep. Brancic feeds it, and it's broken up. Picked up by Whipple. Whipple with it here. Whipple trying to get in. 3-on-2 developing here. Melanson with a shot. Mellon on the shutdown. Picked up in the feet. It's a bouncer. And it's going to be picked up by Hess. Hess has the puck here. It's a 1-on-3. Catches the feet there. Olasso hangs on to it. Hess stays with the play. It's poked into the corner. Picked up by Madison. Feeds it back to Brancic with a look. Off the boards it goes. Steele will pick it up. Hess gets rid of his guy. Gives a chance for Madison to pick it up. Madison here with it. Feeds it back into the corner, but nobody there. Picked up by Buffalo. On a pass going across right in front of the bench. Dumped Whipple puts it back into the Summit City zone. Easy pickup for Bransick. He's unopposed on the change coming from Buffalo. Here comes Bransick with a head of steam. Here he goes. He's taking a look. He sees Lomo, but he loses it, catches it back up. Lomo's got to go after it. It's going to be Scarnino with it, but it's going to be turned over back to Bransick. Bransick loses in the feed, but Lomo recovers. Lomo goes over to steal, but he cannot connect. So Bransick's got to come back to pick it up. Meanwhile, it's picked up Mellon. Stewart coming back, putting the pressure on. Bransick now with it. He's got a little more room this time up ice. Hands it in, but he's played stick off of the play. Wilkins goes with him, but he spins Wilkins out. The puck's loose. Going to be picked up the steal over to Lomo. Lomo feeds over. Back to steal from Madison. Oh, tried to connect to Madison. Kept in now by Bransick on an attempt. Now picked up Buffalo in the corner. Madison on the chase here. Takes it away. Goes just out of his stick. Madison trying to get rid of Wilkins. Gets through Stewart. Comes back to Dershel. Dershel with it. Feeds it up off the board. It's going to be picked up, played by Stewart. He feeds now, but he connects to Dershel. Dershel throws it out too far in front of Steele on a no ice. Picked up Scardino. Scardino's just going to go bench side. It's turned over and picked up in the neutral by Drews. Drews feeds back to Dershel. Dershel up to Munger. Pinches it on the boards, but Munger gathers it up. Munger on the dump. Change just for the Distillers. Munger trying to tie up the pass there. It still hasn't passed the hash marks. Now finally out in the neutral zone. Picked up Stewart, couldn't gather it up. Now it's picked up Dershel. Picked up as Bear goes down on the tie up there. Picked up Drews. Drews working in the corner. Looks to feed up front. Goes off the skate. Could not connect with Bear. Trying to keep it out or get it out. Dershel on the keep. Feeds it in, but it hits the safety netting on the stop there, and see the face-off outside of the zone. .6:43 left here in the third period. 4-3 Buffalo. Pass on the face-off off against Loger. Whipple will try to pick up as it's riding the blue line, and it's kept in the attacking zone. Off the boards it goes. Picked up Mellinson trying to get it through. Masonoff picked up, broken up there as Wallem tied up. His guy, Perry, loses the puck. It's recovered by Hess. Hess trying to get it going. Loger on the pickup here. Masonoff puts body, gets a chance for Hess to gather it back up, and he's got Wallem and Perry with him. Going in. With a shot up front, a soft pass over to Wallem, right there in the crease. It's a bouncer. Cleared out up off the glass, picked up by Buffalo. Buffalo working to carry it up now. It's going to be 2-on-3 setting up. Whipple looking, waiting on the third man in. Dumps it in the corner soft. Masonoff will go after it up against Loger. Tries to get a Loger, hangs on to it. Feeds it back into the corner. Play Diener on a hit put on by Lomo. Picked up by Masonoff, clears it out. Perry will pick it up. Here comes Perry now. Perry getting into traffic, lops it up. It's a bouncer behind. Dies on the boards behind the net. Kucharski spoils, picks up Lomo, working on it in the corner. Lomo still working on it, picked up Buffalo, tried to clear it, but they hit Kucharski. Lomo's going to go after it here. Lomo comes out with it. BJ Lomo feeds it back, and here we go with a look. Taking a shot, get on the pads, and it's cleared for an icing as back will come back Trebas. And he will beat out the effort of Brisley. Brisley didn't have a chance. All right, 3/4 of the period nearly are in the books. With 5:18 left here in the third, face-off in the attacking zone for the Distillers. And we see, looks like a timeout here called. So, third period action, pretty exciting here. Watching two teams really go at it here. And the third period, Byron Lomo's 5th on the season. Justin Diener's 4th assist, coming in at 10-12. Brings the Summit City Distillers within 1. And with a timeout here. Wait to see how this strategy plays out. All right, right, getting ready for some more hockey here in the fort, brought to you by Bourbon MD. Bourbon MD came on the scene in 2024, so did the Summit City Distillers the first year in. All right, picked up, played by Bransick up front. Bransick's got to come back to try to keep it against Brisley. He comes back, and it's a foot race. He picks up. Held on by Bransick. Bransick here going up. Now he changes the puck up here. He's looking. He gets in. He's in the slot with a look. Takes a shot. It's broken up, but it's grabbed out of the air by Burkle. And a little after the whistle there, a little pushing and shoving. Everybody comes out clean here. 4:59. Just under 5 minutes officially here in the third period. On the face-off, picked up Buffalo on the puck drop, but it's stolen by Hess momentarily, and it was dumped out of the zone, but gathered up by Trebas. Trebas looking to get it in. It's broken up on a stick check there. Now it's turned over. Lozel with it now up against Bransick. Lozel will take a shot early. It's broken up into the safety netting, and a face-off in the defensive zone for the Distillers. And the stoppage there off the stick of Bransick. 4:42 remaining here. For the older fellas, you remember the Oldsmobile 442. What a fine car that was. All right, here we go. Hornacek versus Wallem. Puck still sitting. Hornacek picks up. Houlihan looking for a goal. A third. Goes high over the, hits the glass over the crossbar. Goes out of plays. It hits the bench of the Distillers. Face off just outside of the zone here. No, they say in. Wallem versus Stewart, stick side of Mellon, picked up on a quick shot, goes wide. It's a pick up there by Buffalo. They recover, pick it up to Houlihan, feeds Stewart. Stewart gets tied up off the boards. Still with the puck, picked up by Bransick. Now it's going to be fed over from Perry. Kept in by Houlihan, around it goes. Picked up by Trebas, Trebas with it now. Trebas feeds it over to Wallem. Wallem picks it up behind him off the boards, goes in. Perry comes up into the slot, three-man up front. Wallem still working on it. He picked up Perry. Hornacek trying to do something as Dershel shut it down. As Bransick comes back and picks it up into the neutral. Pass connects over to Perry. Perry back to Bransick. Bransick going in. Bransick working to get it in. He's in the slot. He's taking a look, taking a shot. It's loose. It's a bouncer up front. Dershel on the keep. He goes quick. Oh, and it's a blocked shot. Recovered by Bryce Dershel. Feeds it back into the corner. Going into the corner is the threat of B.J. Lomo. Lomo feeds it over to Thornton. Thornton tries to give it back to Lomo. Lomo goes back. And it is going to be picked up by Dershel as Houlihan was stopped by Gratz. Lomo will pick it up. Lomo feeds it right in front of the bench. Bear with it, feeds it and dumps it into the attacking zone. Loose it goes, picked up by Buffalo. Lomo is trying to go after the loose puck there as he showed hit. Oh, it goes up front, nobody there. Forcing it, picked up on the recovery by Gratz. Gratz hangs on to it, gets it through Mellinson, connects with Madison. Here comes Madison, two of the big guys out there. Gratz with a wind-up, shot coming off the boards. With the puck loose, picked up by Buffalo. They launch it down ice, and it's a race as Dershel goes back. And he, on the stop by Mellon, play it up on the boards. Connect over to Hess. Hess goes through the stick, picked up Madison, goes over to Hess. Picking it up now, 2:25 remaining. Bears trying to feed it up front. Madison on the chop there, feeds it back around it goes. Picked up Bear. Bear trying to work it. He's getting tied up by Lozel. Now still, picked up Buffalo, goes to clear it. Gratz comes after it, but it's going to be kept in the zone. Gratz looking for room, but it's going to be poked out by Mellinson. Back comes Trebas against Mellinson. Mellinson trying to get it to go. Stick broke. Madison picks up, connects with Hess. Hess all alone. Steele coming up with a shot. Removes the stick of Lozo, I believe. Oh, feeding it, trying to get the soft pass over to Brunsick. It's a turnover to Hernsick. Hernsick can't get through. The puck's loose, picked up Steele. Steele with it here, 1:44 remaining. Now it's going to be picked up. The stick's a factor now. Here comes Zach Steele. Steele coming up ice. Steele gets in, trying to feed it. Brunsick will go after him. Steele will recover his own puck in the corner. Steele coming in. Drops it over to Masonoff. Masonoff here with it. Masonoff trying to feed. Around it goes. Hess on the keep. Wow, it gets through, but it picked up Lomo. Lomo feeds it. Empty nest showing for the Distillers. Madison gives it over to Masonoff. Masonoff will go back to Brunsick. Brunsick's got some room to poke up. Takes a shot. Goes wide off the board. It's going to be Hess. Recovers. On the tie-up, Lomo picks it up. Lomo working to get it in. Feeds it over to Steele. Steele with a look. Takes a shot. Way out is Chris Burkle. And he shuts down the play with 1:03 left here in the third. Face-off's going to be his glove side. Lomo wins it back, splits the D. Brunsick picks it up into the neutral zone. 1 minute left here in the third period. Drops it back, Brunsick does, kind of miscue. Thorns has got to come back and feed it. And a stop there, picked up by Masonoff, trying to take advantage of the empty netter. Here comes Brunsick now. Brunsick coming up ice. Brunsick gets in and he's tripped off the play, no call. The puck comes all the way back on an icing. It's going to come back, and it is shown icing as Wallem came back to win the race there. Face off in the attacking zone with 31.8 seconds left here in the third period. Buffalo hanging on, clinging on to the 4-3 lead. Most of those goals all put on in the first period. They picked up one in the second. And they're hoping it's just enough. Face-off's going to be stick side of Chris Burkle. Pass on face-off. It's picked up by, it's a bouncer. Coming back strong on another. No, it's a waved off ice. Going to be picked up Houlihan. Houlihan just leaves it go. It's going to be picked up by Madison. Madison trying to get through here. 17 seconds. Stretch pass up ice. Perry trying to hang on to it. Broken up on another attempt. Down to about 10 seconds. Brunsick picks up. Brunsick throws it up ice. Picked up Steele. Gets through. Lomo's going to work on it. Lomo gets it in. Just a few seconds remaining. Lomo gets pushed off the play, and that'll do it. Buffalo comes to the fort, pick up a victory in Game 1 of the Governor's Cup in American Premier Hockey League. We'll see you up in Buffalo as the Distillers will travel up there, and they brought it within one, but one wasn't enough. So good showing by Summit City to play a tough team here. Both these teams have never seen each other, never played each other. And this was a close game here. All the work done in the first period by Buffalo, and the Distillers worked to come back. They came up short here at the end of this match here. So that will do it for us here in Fort Wayne. It has been an honor to call this season, the 2024-2025 season, for the Summit City Distillers. We'd like to thank our sponsors here, Complete Health, Edwin Co., Element Energy, the Window Doctor, the MS Group, the Culture Gym, Kickin' Country, and some new sponsors, QR Stone, and the Exclusive Exterior. And today's game brought to you by Bourbon MD. Let's get your bourbon and all your needs there in Bluffton, Indiana. We'll congratulate them for coming on tonight. So we will see we'll see everybody up in Buffalo for Game 2, and hopefully it'll be another exciting game as you saw here. So that's all for all of us here in Fort Wayne. Thank you for tuning in. That's our show. I hope you really enjoyed today's game that we put on for you here, and that will do it. Season ends for us here in Fort Wayne, but the game keeps going on. We'll be up in Buffalo and calling the game up there. Get on YouTube and watch it there. So I say this every game, anywhere you go tonight, make sure you be safe and drive safe, because someone out there loves you. Take care. Good night.